Hey guys, happy Sunday. So I'm just going to jump right into it. If you are an introvert who has been struggling to speak up and you've been wanting to have more confident conversations in any room, regardless of who's there, you're going to want to keep watching. So today I want to just tell you guys all about my latest offer, Mastering Conversations for Introverts, which I am freaking obsessed with. But first, you're probably wondering who the heck I am, so please allow me to quickly introduce myself before I start telling you about this incredible program. So my name is Stephanie Laffey, and I am the communication coach for introverts. The short version of my story is that I love being an introvert. Well, now I do anyway. But for a long time, I believed that being an introvert was an obstacle and a lonely human experience until 2022. So this past year, I gained so much perspective and I finally began to embody my introverted nature. I began to realize that being an introvert is actually a beautiful thing. It's a strength, a gift, and I'm determined to help as many introverts as possible to embrace this belief in 2023. So, how am I helping you do this? Like I said, I've created an incredible offer called Mastering Conversations for Introverts, and I'm so excited to tell you all about it right now. So, let's get into it. This offer, Mastering Conversations for Introverts, brings together all the strategies and all the shifts that move me from people-pleasing, self-censoring, being somebody else, taking on the weight of the world, to becoming the kind of woman who is unafraid to ask for help, say no, set boundaries, and stand up for her beliefs, and of course make friends everywhere I go. But look, we are going to go so much deeper than simply developing the hard skills like how to say no and how to present and how to argue your ideas more effectively. Yes, we'll cover all of that, but becoming a confident, effective communicator is about so much more than what you say. This container is for the introvert who is ready to stop people-pleasing, ready to stop bending over backwards, and instead says no without feeling guilty. It's for the introvert who's ready to stop getting tongue-tied whenever you get put on the spot, and instead know what to say in the moment. It's for the introvert who's tired of the wave of anxiety that comes just thinking about seeing your friends and family and is instead ready to feel present and natural whenever you get to see them. This program is for the introvert who's sick of avoiding crowds because you know you can actually walk into a room where you don't know a soul and end up with 10 new best friends within minutes every single time. This container is for the introvert who's ready to let go of your fear of how other people might respond if you say what you really think, because you finally realize that you're in the room because the people around you value your actual opinion. Last but not least, this container is for the introvert who is sick of feeling like you should self-censor, over-edit yourself, or put on some weird facade that isn't you, because you finally know that your people actually love hearing your unique perspective and ideas. Look, you don't need to continue to let your imposter syndrome dictate your life. You don't need to continue to let the mean inner bully in your head keep you quiet. And you certainly don't need to let other people in your life decide who you are and how you're meant to show up. In fact, by the time our work together is done, your imposter is going to know exactly where he or she stands. The mean inner bully in your head is no longer going to influence the way that you show up. And the people in your life are going to genuinely appreciate you for you, love to be in your company, or they're not going to continue to be in your life, and that's their loss, okay? So, look, you were meant for so much more than just being another person who is trying to survive and avoid sucky people. You were meant for so much more than your imposter syndrome wants you to believe. And with a couple of little tweaks to what you're already doing and to how you're already showing up, I'm going to help you embody the most extraordinary, adored, respected, badass version of yourself that only exists in your wildest dreams within a couple of short months. So if you're struggling to believe that this is all possible, then I want to invite you to take a quick detour right now, and we're going to talk a little bit about my past client, Ryan. So Ryan went through this very same process that you and I are going to work through together inside of Mastering Conversations for Introverts. And yes, I will walk you through exactly what that looks like and why we do that this way, or why we do it this way in just a moment. But first, let's go back to August 2021, before I had any coaching program or real offer in place. Honestly, before I really saw myself as a coach at all. Ryan gave me a call. So at the time, he was a college sophomore, and he was freaking terrified to put himself out there. But he knew in his bones that he was meant to be more than just a number at his huge university. Ryan describes that version of himself as very shy and introverted, and he did not want to give people the time of day. Can you relate? Anyway, at the time, Ryan had no idea what to do or how to be anything other than this version of himself. He definitely didn't realize that the change he needed was to reframe the way he thought about communication and showing up. He knew he needed a change because, like I said, he wanted more for himself than the same tired routine of just going through the motions to survive his college years, just so he could go through the motions of surviving adulthood. And so began our work together. Within just 2 short months, I helped Ryan realize that it's okay to be himself and actually show his personality to people. In fact, just 24 days into our work together, Ryan was putting himself out there with so much confidence that he ended up being a top recruit out of the 100+ students who applied to join his on-campus business fraternity. It was incredible. So what is Ryan up to now? Well, we caught up recently, and he told me that he's involved on campus. He no longer feels like a number at a huge university. He has a great friend group, and he's getting better and better as the days go on in social situations. He also told me that he recently gave a speech and was elected as Vice President of Alumni Affairs. So he's currently now sitting on the executive board of his business fraternity this spring. And to top all of that off, he's moving to a brand new city over the summer, and he's going to be working as a sales intern for 10 weeks. Like, this kid went from not leaving his room and feeling so nervous to now working as a sales intern in a new city. I'm so proud of him. I could brag about how awesome it is to witness Ryan's journey, but I think you guys get the point. Learning to confidently communicate was the key that led Ryan to do more than just go to class, study, work at the local grocery store, and occasionally attend a football game. And of course, hope that he could find an internship at some point. By learning to be himself and put himself out there and speak up, Ryan has empowered himself to truly embrace his potential. So what does all of this mean to you? Well, I've taken the work that Ryan and I did together, and I turned it into an incredible hands-on learning experience that I guarantee you will not find anywhere else in this coaching space. Ryan's experience is the essence of what Mastering Conversations for Introverts is all about. And his transformation is proof of what is possible for you. I created this program because I want you, like Ryan, to stop self-censoring, stop people-pleasing, stop only speaking and acting based on how you think everyone else wants you to. And I want you to instead know in your bones that you can live a life where you get everything that you want and need simply by being you and expressing how you really feel. So how the heck are we going to do this? Before we fully immerse ourselves into the foundations phase, we learn the 1% Better Everyday method. This method is designed to support you in creating your new reality one day at a time. fast enough to notice a massive difference in less than a month, but slow enough that the new habits actually stick in the long term. You're going to learn to enjoy the process of easily working towards your confidence and communication goals instead of feeling like the odds are stacked against you. So then once we go through that, we dive into foundations, and this shit is life-changing. I could easily charge 4 figures for this part of the program alone, and I probably will at some point, but anyway, I digress. What is Foundations all about? Well, I believe that great conversationalists have mastered 4 key elements that empower them to thrive in any setting with any person. So these 4 elements are owning your voice, being yourself, trusting yourself and other people, and active listening. And boy, do we go really deep into mastering these foundational elements before we even tackle developing the hard conversation skills in different scenarios. So first we start with owning your voice, which is going to help you lighten your load a little bit, move out of survival mode, and start stepping into thriving mode. You're going to learn to harness the power of your voice, which is the single most powerful instrument you have to create fast change. Why? Because it is accessible and available to you right now. Unlike more time, energy, and money, you literally can use your voice right now to make change. And once we do that, we start to talk about becoming your authentic, genuine self so that you can become more comfortable to speak freely, openly, and be present as fuck and available, no matter who's in the room. Because when you're no longer afraid of other people, when you're no longer afraid to be yourself, doors open up. Opportunities present themselves, and you become absolutely unstoppable. Next, we cultivate a deep sense of trust in yourself, the people you choose to engage with, the people that you have to engage with, society, the universe, etc. So that when you do master and integrate the hard skills to engage in conversation, you feel truly safe to do so. And finally, we focus on active listening because, of course, communication is just as much about listening closely and responding to others as it is about speaking your truth and being yourself. So once we have the foundational stuff down, we move into actually mastering conversation skills in different scenarios with different people. So we deal with everything from advocating for your beliefs and ideas to expressing your emotions to asking questions you're scared to ask and actually getting what you want to unspoken and nonverbal communication. And of course, in the final phase, I make damn sure that you are able to implement and integrate these lessons into your day-to-day life. So you're never fumbling for words when somebody comes to you without warning, and you can stop skipping happy hours because socializing with your coworkers causes you anxiety. Of course, before you put yourself out there in the real world, we'll be practicing here in the safe space that is the community, while simultaneously learning to integrate our new skills in each area of your life with opportunities like role-playing for feedback and debating within the community. So if you're thinking, well, all of this sounds amazing, but I've already got so much going on. I'm already working with multiple coaches right now. I've already got so much on my plate and I just cannot take on anything else at the moment. First of all, I gotta tell you, you are my people. I love that you're multifaceted. I love that you're growing and expanding in all the ways. And 2, I am the queen of having a couple coaches at a time. And in my experience, this practice has helped me move the needle forward in each area of my life simultaneously, rather than waiting for the right moment to focus on one area of my life. In fact, because I trust myself to take what I need from each coach, I've accomplished so much in the last 6 months while balancing a demanding full-time job. Just to name a couple things, I've lost 35 pounds, changed career paths, restructured my entire business, built a powerful brand as the coach for introverts, all while reducing my screen time by 60% and spending way more time with my family. So why do I say this? Because I've learned to say no. I've learned to set boundaries. I've learned to stop people pleasing. And as a result of all of that, as a result of all the work that you and I are going to do together in this container, I've been able to carve out space to focus on the things that matter to me. Again, these are all the things that you and I are going to master together so that you can stop living at the mercy of everyone else's priorities like I used to. So yeah, juggling a lot of programs, I get it. It feels like a lot at once. But by the time you and I are just a month or two in, like my other clients, your only regret is going to be that you didn't jump into mastering conversations for introverts sooner. It is a vibe, this program, and the massive transformation that comes with it. All the ways that your life is going to improve for good. It is going to be so much fun. It is going to change the way that you think about yourself, about other people, and about what's possible for you. Mastering Conversations for Introverts is so much more than another coaching program. It is the investment into the you that you're meant to be. So, I dare you to say yes to the part of yourself that knows that you are meant for so much more than hiding in the shadows, hoping no one notices you. I dare you to say yes to becoming the version of you who pursues a more meaningful human experience filled with purpose and possibility. I dare you to join Mark, who's currently using his voice to turn his sobriety journey into an avenue of hope and second chances for those who struggle with their own sobriety. To join Carly, who has mended fences with a family member she never thought she'd be able to be in the same room with alone again. And to join Amy, who is finally finding the courage to defend her boundaries and need for privacy toward a prying family member. Just like each of these incredible humans who are normal introverts just like us, you are more ready than you think to lead yourself through this crazy life with confidence, no matter what anyone else says or thinks about it. So if any of this speaks to you, go ahead and shoot me a DM at the Coach for Introverts after you watch this video. Let's get the conversation going. Let's get you heard and speaking up in a way that makes you feel excited, seen, and heard. And if you're not quite ready to hop into this container, no problem. I invite you to join us inside the Community for Introverts, where I'm hosting free monthly webinars, bi-weekly interviews, and sharing tons of incredible resources, all centered around helping you thrive as an introvert. So I will talk to you soon. Thank you, and I love you guys.